What we were looking to do was we need to have a solution that provided us the ability to transfer glass slide images to UPMC in order for our pathologists to provide a second opinion on consult cases. And we looked at different technologies out there, and ASPERA was actually used within our own institution in one of the other ventures that was ongoing in our hospital system. And we were brought to the attention of it. And we thus reached out to the ASPERA folks to provide us an opportunity to look at their product for transferring these image files. Doctors in China were seeking the consultation with UPMC specialists here for us to review, which are, in a pathology world, very large image file sets. A little bit different than the radiology world. It's probably about 10 times less in size than digital pathology images. The slides that are scanned are done so at the host site over in Guangzhou, China, and they are sent here to UPMC. Ideally, the workflow that we have in the scanning and transition of the files to our facility from Guangzhou, China is they will load up their slide scanner, scan the images, and since they are 13 hours ahead of us, they do this at the end of their business day. So by the time that our files are transferred over here, our pathologists, it is their morning, and then they can look at these files, look at the cases that are assigned to them, and they can sign off the cases. So it kind of works to our advantage with the time difference in sending the files over to us. It's a pretty seamless process from getting the images here, which can, like I say, range from 500 megabyte to 3 gigabyte, to our pathologist here to review the scan slides along with the patient history for us to provide a second opinion consult. Our initial use that we were seeing initially were from some other products that we were looking at was only 2 megabits per second. And we needed something that was going to work a lot more efficiently and effectively to get the images to us to provide a diagnosis in an accurate and efficient time manner. For this, I'd like to turn it over to Jonathan to kind of discuss the high-speed transfer solution.
Well, good morning, everybody. So ASPERA came in and provided our ASPERA Fast protocol and point-to-point software, which I'll talk about in this a little later in this presentation. And that allowed China and Pittsburgh to make that connection at a much higher speed, somewhere between 50 and 75 megabits per second, depending on other conditions external to our product, right? So that protocol made a fast connection. The reason that it's a variable bit rate is because it's adaptive to other conditions in the network, the local and public network. So that makes it very usable. So it doesn't impact other traffic going on, enterprise traffic and other such traffic. We're able to transfer any types of data sets. We'll talk about that some more as well. Most importantly, it's all secure, right? So it's encrypted in transit from when the time it leaves the server to the time it arrives in China to the time it arrives at the server in Pittsburgh. And then we leveraged our hot folder technology to support the ability just to drop files into a folder and have them automatically replicate on the remote side. So that was the solution we provided to Jeff and his team. The results were tremendous. 40 times improvement over what they were seeing. Encryption was fantastic, meant great security. It did mean they could do this 24-hour turnaround or 12-hour turnaround for the patients, reduce the complexity of the entire process while leveraging the specialists at UPMC with minimal downtime. So that's the use case at UPMC. I want to make sure Jeff doesn't have, I didn't miss anything on that, Jeff, and then I can go and talk about the technology behind that.
So just to say from our perspective that it was a very effective solution that provided our pathologists the ability to get the images quickly, efficiently, for them to provide a second opinion on cases for China, as they lack the expertise from a pathology perspective. And that's what they were hoping to get from UPMC, and we have thus far been able to deliver that for them. They have been very satisfied with the relationship that we have established with them since the beginning of 2011, and it's gone quite well.
So let me talk about the technology behind this. At ASPERA, we work on creating the next generation transport technologies to move the world's digital assets at maximum speed, regardless of file size, transfer distance, and network conditions. China to East Coast US is a great example of this. It is a pretty long distance, not the longest we do for sure, but it is a very long distance. with very degraded network conditions at best. And the file sizes, as Jeff said, we're moving 500 meg to 3 gig, not even a problem, maximizing the speed between them. So this is a great use case for us because it hit every one part of our mission. So what constitutes big data that we're moving? These days, everything's big data. Whether you're doing computer modeling or satellite imaging, PDFs, music and audio, or in this case, medical imaging or even genomic sequencing, they're big data. Sometimes it's big sets of small data. For example, uploading a bunch of music and audio. Those files are relatively small, but often done in bulk sets. So big data is pretty much anything that's moving on the internet today.